If we turned out that this was a blue on blue, I think this would demonstrate a level of dysfunction in our government that would be pretty historic.
Although that could be likely also, right? When you think about the stealth bomber, the B-2 bomber, the Manhattan Project, you know, there is a culture of trying to keep quiet what the American military deems an advantage. Could it be that we are developing things, or private corporations are developing things with the government or on their own that they don't want us to know about?
Well, one easy way that we could help open up some transparency on that would be to have some clarity on the classification security guidelines that dictate exactly what parts of a UAP are classified and which are not. Unfortunately, this security classification guideline is itself completely classified, although available via FOIA. So these are the type of things that we need to work on with Congress and with Senate as we move forward legislation in order to be able to release information to the American people.
How common, in your experience and what you're hearing, is it that people see things that do things that they're not used to seeing?
Well, let me give you a particular example. I was seeing objects in 2014 that resembled the cubes and spheres. About a year and a half went by. I left on deployment, and I went somewhere else in Mississippi. I had a number of years later, one of my former students reached out to me to let me know that he was still seeing the cubes and the spheres over in 2019 time period. So we've been seeing these objects for such a long period of time that we need to also step back and look and ask what would be operating your airspace doing the same behaviors that we still don't understand for almost a decade now.
How come no other countries express these kinds of concerns and curiosity?
Well, I think they do. I think they do to a large degree, more so than they do in the United States. In South America, the conversation is much more open, as well as in France and other places within Europe. I know China has some programs that have been looking at this in the public sphere, as does Japan. And so in some sense, although we might be somewhat very embroiled in this conversation as a public, I think we're somewhat behind the conversation.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.